All right, here we are, Shelby Hamfest 2024. This is Saturday morning. Definitely a little busier than yesterday at this time.
I got into ham radio, got sat in the back. Yeah.
I had a dozen of them things.
And I don't have
Yeah, another good one. Another good answer.
Good morning.
Here, we don't know how old that cars are.
Well, I ain't got no $500, $600, $800 worth of stuff that out here. You give me $2, $5, you get what you want.
Oh, he's a video.
A little bit. Old GoPro.
I seen there's one of the YouTube celebrities out here walking around. I didn't miss him. Oh, what's the name? Farms, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched any of these videos or not. He lives up there around the mountains, messing around with CBs,
Oh yeah.
shortwave radios and mess like that.
Yeah.
The big monster scale on it.
Well, this stuff's cheap enough.
Oh, no, I ain't mad about that. I said, hell, that's, you say all the stuff coming out of the CB shop. Yeah, he comes up here.
I hadn't heard you in months. Finally got somebody to talk to me. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad you got a friend. Hey there.
No air conditioner out here.
In the van.
There's country ham in the skillet, Zach.
Oh, thanks.
Country ham in the skillet over there.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Hey, yeah.
I was high.
I didn't even with the hat and the glasses. It was like I didn't even recognize you at
I
first.
mean, everybody knows who I am.
So you spoke, and then I knew. How are you doing?
Good.
Car, right? You remember what my name's Sean. What's your name? Carl. Carl?
Yeah, car.
Oh man, I thought it was something.
Horace, maybe it's Horace and car.
Okay.
You remember we had that lady making those?
Yeah.
You know she's here.
I didn't know she's here.
Yes, because I was here yesterday.
Where is she?
She's in the building right up there.
Okay.
Oh, because she made that, right? Yeah. I want everybody I know. That will be a ton of people. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Raise the price? No, she gave me this. Yesterday I got a few from her. Yeah. And she gave me for the same price. She said, for you, she said, because you remember. Oh, Ham Festival beads. Ham Festival beads. Ham Festival beads. Everybody's going to be wearing them. Ham Festival beads. You come on, everybody's wearing them. Ham Festival beads. You know, I want to go to the tomorrow. What is the Ham Festival beads, though? You didn't get the ham radio beads. Gotta have those. Gotta have those for sure. Ham radio beads. Come on, wait. You can't wear beads? Not my style. We're all little kids here today. I don't see any adults, so everybody should be wearing beads. Ham radio beads. Everybody's wearing beads. I wouldn't wear them tomorrow, but here is good.
Will you be back tomorrow or not?
We'll enjoy it.
Thank you.
Little Airstream. I love it. Morning. Hello again.
Hey, again.
They, when I was 16 years old, I helped them build a hunting cabin. And I said, you know, this is a beautiful piece of property. If you ever wanted to sell this, I know it's family land, but I sure would like first dibs. Now, I was 16 years old. Well, I got a message, an email from my sister in 2007. I was in Iraq, and said that this lady was trying to get in touch with me, and I thought it was about my friend, because he got where he was drinking and whatnot, and I said, he's done died, something bad's happened.
Yeah.
But when I called her, she's like, well, you know, she goes on, she said, my husband's got cancer. She just word vomits on us, tell me everything going on. She said, and then she finally gets right. You said that you wanted first refusal if I ever wanted to sell the farm. She said, I'm going to have to sell it. Nobody in the family probably Shelby last year.
Operational procedure and general information may be found out at www.towcars.com. That's our website. And everything that I'm going to tell you here, I'm going to run through this information here about the net real quick. But all of this information is on our website, and you can pick it up there if you want to check it out some more. The net control for this session is in a corral. My name is Dave, and I'm in magnificent old rural town, one stoplight in the state of Virginia, and that's Hillsville, Virginia. Here in the mountains on the Blue Ridge Plateau, about 30,000 feet off the ground. Like I said earlier,
bits. Unbelievable. All right, man, have fun.
Okay, enjoy.
Yeah, so you got the shady spot picked out already?
Yeah, we picked this specifically.
Yeah, we're lucky there.
Yeah, y'all picked out the shady spot.
Where did that get you?
I thought he's already sold out.
Morning.
I've always wanted one of them back there.
That's my one I used to drive. About 5,000.
Well, I'm going just a little bit less than that. I'm going around almost 4,000.
I sold him that box.
I'll tell you what, it's matched up. Whatever you did, it is matched up to that radio.
Yeah.
I do hear you, see. I love when you guys say, "Good night, guys." And you sandbaggers. I say, "Thanks, Maytag."
Yeah.
When I'm going to work, because I hear, I ain't heard Dirty in a good while. I heard Spanky here.
I talked to Dirty yesterday on the phone, but in the summertime we hardly ever get in there of a night.
Because of all the skip and all the.
Well, no, not really. It's just everybody's out doing something. Dirty's working 2 jobs, and he don't get home about 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I know that,
Yeah.
Jeff. Wow.
Buddy left out.
Can't either, man. I mean, he's right. He fell yesterday. I mean, he was black and blue on his side. See how big a boy he is. Okay, but I knew. We tried to get a golf cart. You got to go online. You have to let you get one. It's going to kill me. And next thing you know, here we are. Right now, we're on 10. Everybody asked me that question. I would have been left about the better.
Morning. At least y'all ain't staring at the sun like some of these people.
Yeah. Playing that well, huh?
Yep.
That's a cool way of doing that.
Yeah. It's an old camera. It's a 7. I'd like to get a newer one.
Yeah.
Highs around 90. East winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming south this afternoon. Chance of rain 20%. Heat index values up to 100 this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy. Patchy fog after midnight. Lows around 70. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Patchy fog in the morning. A chance of showers in the morning, then showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Humid with highs around 90. Southwest wind 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. Heat index values up to 100. Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the upper 60s. West winds around 5 miles an hour until midnight, becoming light and variable. Chance of rain 50%. The extended forecast for the listening area. Labor Day, partly sunny. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, then a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Chance of rain 50%. Monday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly cloudy. A chance of thunderstorms until midnight. A chance of showers. Lows in the mid-60s. Chance of rain 50%. Tuesday, partly sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. Wednesday, partly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with a...
At the tone, 12 hours, 15 minutes. Coordinated Universal Time.
That would be awesome. Yeah, you gotta get that pressure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Seen our project?
Not particularly.
We are endeavoring to make a social media network on using ham radio for links. Rather than using internet, we're going to do it entirely over ham radio.
Okay.
We designed the thing to be kid-friendly. We have using Raspberry Pis as the core of each station.
Okay.
And Raspberry Pis have got to be the most friendly, kid-compatible programming computer out there. So they cost $35 for a Raspberry Pi. We're not using the modern $60 or $80 ones.
Okay.
The radios we're getting surplus, and we're modding them to be on ham radio, which is usually just a programming tool.
Yeah.
We're buying them in quantity if we can get them. So when someone's selling a radio for $10 at a Hamfest, you know, do you have more of these? If we can figure out how to use them for our data links, then we do that. Then we go and get a lot of them. So I have a closet full of radios. The TNC modem that we're using plugs into the Raspberry Pi via USB. And plugs into the radio via its audio connections.
Okay.
Our TNC is $45 in ones, and that includes shipping. You buy the board and the CPU from our club, and we sell it to at cost, including the shipping, on Etsy. The parts, we give you the bill of materials, you upload them to Mauser and buy them yourself. So we're out of the loop for this.
Okay.
The TNC that we're making will do 19.2 kilobaud with a pair of the Tate radios. We'll do 9600 with an FTM 3100, for example. They'll do all the way down to 300 for SSB. We have several modes that work on SSB, including 1200. So we'll do 300, 600, 1200, 2400, 3600, 4800, or 9600 baud using 500 hertz to 12.5 kilohertz or 25 kilohertz bandwidth, occupied bandwidth, depending on which mode you're running, what country you're in. In Great Britain, they use 12.5 kilohertz occupied bandwidth. We could do 9600 baud in that.
Okay.
Now, in the United States, we don't use the 12.5 kilohertz mode because the signal-to-noise ratio issues are too stiff. So we use 25 kilohertz.
You get more data.
Works on an FM channel.
Yeah.
So we can do it with a weaker signal than you could at a 12.5 kilohertz. But anyway, that's the thing. We make our own. This is the TNC right here. That's a picture of it. Or that's the unit. Take a picture of it.
Yeah.
This is a picture of our surface mount, which is sold for about $70 from RBC Electronics. And that was fully assembled with a warranty.
Now, does that use the traditional packet protocols?
Both of the models, actually they're running the same firmware. But yes, they'll do AX25 at 300, 1200, and 9600 baud.
Okay.
The other modes we tweaked, we made some modifications to the protocol ourselves. They still use regular KISS, but they do forward error correction, for example. And we did some things with the audio waveform, so it's more effective than the old school 1984 version. But yes, it's compatible if you throw the switches the right way.
So I used to use Packet 30 years ago, and it was a lot of fun.
So the old school Packet worked really well in a network that was well designed, but nobody did that. That wasn't the trick. The trick was to all be compatible with each other, be on the same frequency, vertical polarization, 145.01 or whatever you were using in your local area. The throughput and the ability to handle 100 people on the channel at once was not one, or on packet at once in the area, was not one of the things they were interested in, or at least that wasn't one of the things they took care of.
Yeah.
We have a scheme by which we can get, honest to God, 1,000 times the performance of 1990s packet. And the way we do that, first off, we don't put more than 2 people on a frequency in a given area. So this is a map of our network here.
Okay.
And so there's 8 radios involved in this setup with 4 separate packet link channels. And basically, if Chuck is talking to Mark at 446.025, he's not going to get any interference from the other activities.
Yeah.
So when you send a packet out, they're all asynchronously, the channels are asynchronously occupied, so collisions are just not a problem.
Okay.
So eliminating collisions and eliminating the need for channel sharing, we get almost 100 to 1 performance increase. We get another 10 to 1 performance increase by never having a collision.
Right.
So even at 1200 baud, this thing flies. We can get 25 characters per second all day long on a 1200 baud channel. There's a lot of overhead in the networking, the
right.
GABPQ networking we're using. 9600 baud, of course, can be faster.
Yeah.
Using the Tate data radios with 10 milliseconds key-up delay, we could get 170, 160 characters per second on those links. So 6 times faster than we get on the 1200 baud.
Okay. Now,
and because each link is on a separate pair, these guys could be horizontal at 440 at 4800 baud. These guys are running vertical with 1200 baud on 2 meters or whatever. Basically upgrading a link involves only 2 people, which is again completely different than what was going on in the 90s. The reason why everybody's running 1200 baud at packet radio is because nobody can afford to upgrade everybody on the frequency. Well, we can. So using our $45 TNC, which can do all of these modes, and using the radios we're ordering for cheap, and using $35 Raspberry Pis, this network is very feasible. The most expensive part of this entire project is coax and antennas.
Okay.
Which really haven't come down a hell of a lot since the 90s.
Yeah.
If anything, inflation has driven things up.
Now, a question.
Yeah.
In your example here, Mark has VHF and UHF. Does he have a dual band? Like, are they cross-connected?
So they are connected through the Raspberry Pi.
Okay, so
he's actually got 3 radios, and they're on opposite ends of the 2 meter band.
Okay.
Plus the 440.
All right.
So this is the Mark radio right here.
Okay.
So recently, a few of us in Chesapeake and Raleigh and Wake Forest have gotten into 3D printing node boxes. So this was a wooden shelf set a year ago. This is prettier, more portable, more survivable. Not exactly cheap.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of filament. This guy down here.
Oh, look at that.
Sarc Hamfest node.
Nice.
It's got all the connectors on the top. You got an N connector, you got a RJ45 Ethernet and power.
Okay.
And we're using these HP modular power supplies.
Oh, from the
servers.
Servers. Okay. Yep.
There's actually the guys down at the other end. You can actually see
that's
them.
Very
These
smart.
are really cheap.
Yeah.
So we could run a 5-port packet node on one $25 power supply.
Nice.
This is a lot of fun project.
Yeah. I could see it.
Everybody that comes into this brings maybe their vocation to the table and says, well, yeah, but I do this for work. I can help you with that. But almost always they end up doing something that's completely different than what they figured. So the guy shows up. You know, he's a network technologist. He does this for a living and blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, he's the guy with the crossbow. He had a crossbow. I mean, put it over the trees.
Okay.
Who knew?
Yeah.
And there's so many different things to make this optimal. So you've got a 17-year-old. He's playing with ham radio, kind of losing interest, talking to old people on the radio, man. And then this thing comes along, and all of a sudden, I mean, you're doing network technology. You're designing programs on Raspberry Pis that produce data well, like for example, on our network there's a MUD, a multiplayer dungeon game. And you can actually get across packet to this thing and play against each other in a 1990s textual game. It's really
interesting.
But like, for example, how much does it cost to add a barometer to your ham station? Just a barometer, digital readout. It hooks up to an Arduino.
Yeah.
It gives you the barometric pressure. Okay, well you can see a front crossing over your house because of that barometer. Imagine if there were 60 of them deployed across 10 counties.
you could see the flow. Yeah.
And that's a project that any 17-year-old could take if they wanted to. So our group, when we get together at Bricks Pizza, usually we get together. Our group has the lowest average age of any ham club I've ever seen, and this is worth it.
Yeah.
Even this old parts can help the community by helping put the network together. We want to go coast to mountains. So it's hard because you only get well, at least over on the Piedmont, you only get maybe 20 miles on 2 meters, and that's doing high antennas and Yankees.
Yeah.
Doing it in the mountains, you need someone on the hill. It's kind of tricky if everybody's in the valley.
Yeah.
But you can build a network that's independent of the ones we already have. Right now, by the way, the Kentuckiana network is near Fort Knox. We have a Central North Carolina network that's in 8 counties from Greensboro to Raleigh. We have a Tidewater network that's in Chesapeake and Virginia Beach on the east end of Virginia. And then there's a North Atlanta network that's got, they've got about 8 people who are really gung-ho and three people connected so far. They only started a couple months ago. Well, will they ever meet? Tidewater in Central North Carolina has real potential. We've identified 4 hams that are interested in this, that if they all had stations, we could do it.
It's an all link, yeah.
And it's a matter, you know, like I said, it's an evangelists and gumption.
Yeah. A couple of months ago, I looked into Packet. I'm like, I wonder if Packet's still a thing, you know, and I found some information online, kind of, maybe not, you know.
So long as hams are building their own station for their own operation and not building for the community, that's not helping the process. The guys who built repeaters and ran them for the community, that's kind of the mindset that we need. Not everybody has to have that mindset.
Right.
Some people do.
I think if I did something, I would want to make it for the community. I'd want to be like a node or an access to the internet or to...
So one of the weird things about this project, which may be the reason why it's a success at all, is we swear not to automatically transact with the internet. Manual cut and paste is the only way traffic gets to the internet or from. So we don't do automatic transactions. So if you have a network that say 6 or 7 stations in town A and a dozen stations in town B, and they're linked together, there's one guy in the middle who's got the big Aggies,
okay,
all up, and that guy up and moves or gets sick or something, and a station comes down.
Yeah.
Now you have 2 networks. The only way those 2 come together again in the TARPN plan is if someone else volunteers
to link up
across.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll take 4 stations to do what the one guy on the hill did. That's what we're working on.
Okay.
So the fact that we don't use internet means that what we have is actually all on ham radio, which in some ways is almost a relief when you think about it.
Yeah.
When AT&T server room hacker and your internet's gone for a chunk of people, we're independent. Now we are absolutely more fragile than the Verizon, AT&T, Spectrum, etc. But on the other hand, we're hams. We get to do this.
Yeah.
We get to do this. Let's do it.
Yeah. Back in 93, 94, when I had my first TNC, I was able to connect to the local node, and in direct, I could connect to all over the USA.
Right.
And I don't think it was internet-based.
Right.
Maybe it was. I don't know. But
depends on where and when.
It was. I was in
94,
Tampa Bay.
94 cable modems were out there, but they weren't very common.
Yeah.
Right around 97 or so is when it really took off.
Okay.
The internet. People started gatewaying, making what they called wormholes. Think about that. By 96, there was one from London to New York. In the early 90s, I guess. There was one from Ottawa to Calgary that was there in the 80s. OTSAT and CalSat, that was called. The London to New York one was called Lonnie. I don't know. There was a guy doing something from Seattle to someplace north of San Francisco using something called rocket modems that were, they weren't cable modems, they were something under 100 kilobaud, but they used 900 megahertz or something between the base station and the subscriber. It was a commercial system, and there was a link using that from Seattle to north of San Francisco. That isn't so dangerous because doing a VHF packet network that includes London and New York is really difficult.
Yeah.
So that in some ways it's artificial, but it's not serious competition for the packet stuff. But now when you can just take a cable modem and connect 2 cities together, where does packet stand?
Yeah.
There's several things that are neat about owning your own infrastructure. You survive events that would take the other infrastructure down, for one thing. But the other thing is, it's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely could see.
Getting a community together to work on a project, building our own modem is big, and we do. The more people contributing, the more interesting this gets. So the more people who are using, the more contributors we'll get. So even though there's many countries in the world where you can't actually build a packet network because of the regulations of that country, there are people in those countries that are kibitzing and participating. We have a Discord server that's hopping. And we have an email reflector on Groups.io for TARPN and a separate one for NC Packet in North Carolina. So TARPN at Groups.io. Anybody that's interested in this can go to the tarpn.net website. That's TARPN.net. And then if you're in North Carolina, we have an ncpacket.net. There's also the group in North Atlanta, or Atlanta and North, is called Sproing. SPOROING.org. There's Kentuckiana. There is a link off the TARPN website for the Kentuckiana. You go to tarpn.net, click on networks, and there's some links off of there that go to some other efforts.
Are there any in Florida?
Not so far that I know of.
Okay, because that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Tampa.
it's not crazy hard to build this.
Right.
And if you wanted to do that, even if it was a portable thing or something for your desk to play with, it will definitely help you. To get started, you really only need 2 Raspberry Pis and 2 TNCs. And then you can test the software.
Yeah.
And then when you see that that does what you want it to do, you can add a couple of radios. But the equipment that we're using, the VHF radios, the low-price TNCs, and the Raspberry Pis, those things are all applicable to other hobbies, some of which are very popular.
Yeah.
TNCs and so on can be used for APRS or Windows.
Exactly.
The Raspberry Pis, I mean, any kid would just like, let's program in Python, let's go for that.
Yeah.
And there's lots of other ham applications for Raspberry Pis, of course. Weather stations, the really nice clock, the gateways to internet, and so on.
Yeah.
Power supplies are obvious.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
And our group knows how to do a lot of stuff. Some of it, not necessarily everything that we want to know or everything we need to know, but we have a lot of people in the group that are pretty good at this stuff. And signing on to the project, maybe you have something to contribute you didn't even expect you did. I mean, who knew you needed carpentry to make a good packet node? But there you are.
Yeah, I get it.
3D design. 3D CAD design? Really? Oh, yes.
Very cool.
Anyway.
All right, so put TARPN.net into that video's title and...
Because people search YouTube for TARPN.
All right. Hello again.
How are you?
Doing all right. You sold some stuff.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot left. We sold a lot Thursday.
Is Thursday pretty big, even though it's not an official day?
Well, I look at it like this. You've got your Thursday, you've got your really hardcore hams, and then Friday you've got your hardcore semi, you know. Today you've got the wide range of it all.
Okay.
So a lot of our stuff we just sell
Thursday. I'll have to keep that in mind. We might have to come Thursday next year. All right.
I'll throw in one of these custom here. $22.
It's an 800 radio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yep, shut you down.
Shut me right out. If it ain't 400, UHF 1 or 2 with VHF, I can't touch it. Those 800 watt quarters?
This is VHF, those are 700 feet under deck, 700 feet under deck. You think you can use 800?
Mobile Sprint, and they screw that all up.
Well, they shut them all down anyway.
Well, they bought it for the frequency spectrum and gave it law enforcement.
They didn't buy it for the spec. They could give a shit. They don't, because it's unused now. They bought it for the users. That's it. That was the only thing that they bought. Sprint they bought, and Sprint bought Nextel. 100% for the users, could care less about all the infrastructure because it's all gone.
Well, there's an abandoned Nextel tower in my area.
What's that?
There's an abandoned Nextel tower. It's on a power line.
Yeah, I've got one on mine too.
Yeah.
There was
700 meg.
only one Nextel. Well, 700 meg is what public safety was.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the biggest problem. They were saying that they were conflicting with it. They're having issues.
Yeah, that was a complete total debacle of our illustrious. They should never let them go as you do what they did with that stuff.
Yeah. All right.
My Nextel worked great. I was driving down the road. Miami, Elgin Rally. I did every single Nextel. You know what?
We're just registering people.
It has to come out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Well, I've worked in Virginia. This is when I'm still working as a school library.
Oh yeah, I got it. I like the tiara.
Thank you.
Women should wear tiaras all the time.
Well, on game day, on Roars Fest Day, I have a pink tiara because I wear a pink safety vest, and it's got my call sign. So if you're happy, you're mad, you know who to complain to. You can find the crazy lady on. So
Nice.
thank you.
All right.
take off running and it would look like it was completely static.
Is that the best price?
Yeah, I think so on that one.
Meter can.
Got any little stands? Don't take $300 for it. Yes, you would. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I just use Randy and them. Johnny said
bunch of homeowner associations that don't allow any antennas. That's one way that some people can stay on the air, I guess.
Before I leave the show, I may get something for him, but I want to get something new in the box for him, if I can. Then he asked, yeah.
Well, that's a real good one right there. Yeah. Those are pretty much all service mounted, so he's not going to tear it up. He's not going to have any trouble with that. They're really good.
Well, thank you.
No, I didn't. Let's see what else. Yep.
I'll try to get by and see.
I know it works. That I know for sure.
Yeah. So it's better with the just regular FT8. They seem to be doing that, not the Super Fox on the low bands.
Have to walk another turn, take another turn and think about it.
Okay, no problem.
Make an offer. These are from the States, so I haven't tested it. They both power on, but old. Make an offer. 7 training comes from the mic. I think this is a 2 meter, almost 50.
January 1st is 1,731, which is 270 right above normal. The normal high temperature for today is 87.
180. Thank you.
Wind was held at 3 miles an hour.
All the Super Mario guys got hats on. Now you do too. Yeah, Super Mario.
What do you say?
I know who he is.
Thank you for being a good father. You're welcome.
My wife retired. I could work anywhere, so that was a good place to go to.
Oh, okay.
So then we came back up here to get closer to her family.
Oh, family, yeah. I got the family in so many. I got Texas and South Georgia and moving in Iowa. So. Okay, we'll be right here. Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Hey, will you help me on this side? Is this your granddaughter? Will you loan him $200?
Yeah, that was the guy that assaulted me with a bunch of other microphones.
They say you
Anything to sell at the alternate.
Because it doesn't have a high voltage supply. It was actually meant to run on a motor grid. So I've got to build up the lower than anybody around.
Oh. That was like the workhorse back then. Where'd you pick this one up?
I bought it off eBay and it came with an AT-130.
Did it?
I kept the AT-130 and the radio works fine. I just don't. I bought and sold a lot of marine stuff.
Have you?
Yeah. You can buy that HF. You can use them for amateur, but you can put them on a handband. So.
I just like the nostalgicness of it, the age, you know what I mean? Because I was a teenager when I played on this one.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
Oh, the old Quantum 5 1/4 size drives. Is that 4 gigabyte, 6 gigabyte?
If they're 900, well, I got a 900. Yeah, Ken just did mine for me. Yeah.
He's got the GPS, aftermarket GPS track.
Hello.
That's all that matters. That's exactly right. $3 a piece on the meter. Okay. I'm still working. This thing got new covers on.
You're right.
The only reason I still have it empty is just so that people can see.
Well, that's me, and every once in a while I
like to see
I only make
young
like
guys
5
get your ticket.
Yeah,
no. And this one, 50 is young.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You don't see a lot of it these days.
Here's his car.
I think I have
K24, this side. Put that back.
What's that? Oh, okay. We'll have to go through and
Yeah, hi.
giving that a rough estimate.
Want me to pay you?
Make a good discount on that.
All right.
Yeah.
Build some stuff.
Oh yeah. You like that?
5 instead of 10.
I'm always building something.
10. All right, thank you.
Try to stay cool out here. The sweat is
Feels a little better than yesterday.
Is it?
A little bit.
25?
Okay, I'll do 25. I think I had stuff on there marked about what was actually marked. Let's see, there's 10, 20, 30.
Got some activity over here. There really wasn't much yesterday.
My Spanish is so ragged. You know, we're working on basically AI biomedical project, and our partner in Mexico in 4 hours will be meeting for a $25 million deal. And I'm waiting for my retainer to come through, and then I'm waiting to see if that's my our company, so we can get our labs up here in the somewhere around Flower Branch. We got $1 million dedicated to private property renovating. Another somewhere between $1 million to $2 million for operating costs and staffing and equipment.
Well, I did it while I was
If you need to poke, I know I'm right work anywhere in Georgia.
Okay, well, I'm going to be around here a little bit. All right, thank you. Think so?
Yeah, because that 6 volts good.
What's the game, Jam?
Jam their neck. Hey, I'll see you guys. You take care. Have a good day.
Things I thought were kind of odd.
You're holding up 5 or more fingers. You might have prediabetes.org or touch test.
We have a guy who's with the junior on the outside. He can really. What the economics of it is fantastic. I mean, for starters, we don't hate anything. And we're not slave supporters or nothing like that. Actually, what we are the sons of, as I said, at the time of the war, sailing had been stripped out.
We'll buy one.
Everything. There was nothing.
Thank you, though.
So
I hear you. And I'm quick. You ain't your before.
Just outside airports, you don't start talking on the radio. Cops come out and see what he's everything to see what he's doing.
yes, but no.
Right now.
Take your time.
What?
Kid.
All right, well, we're going to head on through and see the rest of the stuff.
Make sure you buy something.
Yeah.
Got to support the community.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You'll be missing one piece that you need.
I'm sure, yeah.
That's
why the price is so good.
All right, we got a whole bunch of people parked here today.